I wanted Joan here because this is the first time my team is going to get to spend any time with me since the blinds. And my number one kind of selling point to get them to come to my side was that they're already great singers. That's why they made it this far on The Voice. But I don't want to just be their vocal trainer because that's not really what's important to me. And the only thing that's important to me as an artist, I think it's mostly about being who you are and having something to say. And I think Joan would be the person that I could bring in that would help pull out that authenticity so they get rid of the nerves or thinking, oh, now I'm on TV, so I don't want to say anything weird, or I don't want, I want people to like me and I want people to want to vote for me. And sometimes when people say no, that's not always a bad thing. It's actually sometimes good to lose. So it's okay because then you know you're doing something different. You're doing something that not everyone understands, and that's what makes you unique. So I wanted her to be here so they would feel just more confident and they would know that I meant what I said about the number one priority in this competition is to show the world who you are.
I wanted to take part in this first and foremost because Miley asked me. And I know she wouldn't ask me about something, that it wasn't trivial. It wasn't sort of a off the cuff question. That there was a reason that she wanted me here, and I wanted to be there for her because we're friends, and I really like her. I think she's intelligent. She's really got her finger on the pulse of so much, more than I could explain right now. But and I feel like she is very genuine. So I wanted to be part of this process. I didn't know a lot about it ahead of time, which I think is kind of good because then I can't be sort of colored by what I'd seen previously. So to be here, I just wanted, I didn't really know exactly what I was getting into. I knew a little bit, but I thought it would be a great time, that Miley knows what she's doing and she'd want me here for a certain reason, and that's
And
so I'm
somehow here you are
and yeah,
in the
so.
middle of tour. I think we hear a lot of the same things and we see a lot of the same things in people. When people walk in and we listen to them sing, I think we're thinking the same things about them. We're watching how they connect with the other person because right now in the battles, it's a really weird thing because we sing together, but we would never be competing with one another when we're together. And they're in this weird space where they're duetting, but it's considered a battle, which that energy should never, I think, shouldn't enter the performance because it takes something negative and it takes away from music because I think I'm not really competitive when it comes to music. I know that we're all doing our best version of ourselves. No one else can be a better you than yourself, so there's no one that could compete with me because there's only one me and there's only one them. And so I think for them to know, one, to hear Joan's stories, I think of the times where people told her no, and I think for people to hear from me firsthand stories of when people told me no. And actually, in having those stories that she shared with me has helped me a lot for times when people tell me that something I'm doing isn't what I should be doing. I remember those stories of, hey, someone said that you didn't have what they were looking for or what they needed in the industry, and then you have a top 10 single after that. So that's the way that I just always kind of keep myself remembering that it's okay sometimes to lose in everyone else's eyes.
I personally can't really imagine having this show on when I was young. It was just a completely different world at that time. And so, yeah, if you could get on one of the 3 TV stations that that were out there, then yeah. But one of the things that Miley said about the competition. Now it's hard to picture if these teams are competing against each other, and that's the foremost thing in their mind. How would that work? While they're sitting there singing a duet, what are they supposed to look at each other and go, singing a love song with hate in there? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. So Miley is having them enjoy each other's energy, and she teamed them up and worked very hard, and they all seem to really vibe together. Every couple that came in each time really liked each other, which is so, I think, above and beyond the competition. It's the more important thing. They won't realize this till much later, but that's the more important thing. It's not really who wins. I think ultimately, that's, of course, they all want to win, but they're getting more out of this than I think they'll realize probably for a few years as it all filters down and they remember what they saw and, you know, whatever those intricacies are, that they'll carry that probably for the rest of their lives, I would think.